Hi, this is Mike, and we're looking at the XRP chart. So here you can see I've marked out every single wave that's happening in XRP since June last year. So this is a type 1 week 5-wave move. Okay, so that means that every impulsive move, well, every motive wave, every progress wave moves up in 3 waves, except it's such a weak move that it's basically barely trying to make a new high every time. Now, the last high we saw was only a wave D, so that was not the end of this wave E. Okay, well, yeah, the larger wave E, right? The end of wave 2. This is the end of wave 2. This move here is the final move before we see a reversal to the downside. Right now, I need to make it clear that this is basically one of the key components of understanding how to trade markets. In terms of understanding when to get into a trade for a good move up or down, you need to trade the end of an E wave, but you need to understand how they work. And if you follow my basically methodology, right, you'll understand how these patterns evolve and when they end, and then how to trade them. More recently, I've redeveloped my course. Well, it's still in the final stages of redevelopment to teach this in a different way, in stages, in chunks, in segments, and I've spliced it up so it's not just one big giant course, which people can find a little bit hard to uh, acquire and achieve. So another thing is my website has now been redesigned, and you can actually see in percentage terms how far along we are in the XLM correction, which also applies to XRP. So in percentage terms, you can keep an eye on the progress of the bear market. So check that out, AriasWave.com. This is actually the beginning of the next chapter for AriasWave, as the methodology has finally finished being tested. All the ideas that I've posted here has all been a test up until March. That's why you may have noticed that my analysis has changed a little lately. It's not as frequent. It's because my testing is done. Now, as I slowly rethink how I'm going to continue forward with this, I'm a very big student of visualizing, manifesting, and creating your future in this manner. A lot of people probably don't know that, but I go through a process of creating, right? Because we are all creators at the core, and this is just one of the patterns that I discovered in in the markets, and it's just so intriguing how these patterns play out over time, and they always adhere to the rules. And this is a classic version of that. So for this, we only need to see one more zigzag up to make one more high above all the previous waves in order to complete wave 2, right? Wave 2 of wave 3. Okay, so after this, we should see a fairly decent decline to the downside. Now, how long it takes for this zigzag to complete, I don't know. Okay, we can't know everything because I mean, look how this pattern has been so drawn out, right? Nobody could have expected it to be as drawn out as it has been. There are some things you can't predict, but in terms of the pattern itself, absolutely can be predicted. I have predicted it in the past. I did say this was a C wave done. The D wave took ages, and then we just recently saw E wave, which looks to be complete at the moment. So, I thought I'd make this video as a complement to the XLM video I made recently, just because my followers are mainly XLM XRP fans, and they're my favorite cryptos. So what is it? What does this mean? Like, what is it part of? So if we just go back to the, you know, bring it all back into perspective a little bit, it's the same thing as XLM. We're in a 5-wave move. It's a weak 5-wave move to the downside. Okay. Now, at a minimum, we need to see a break below the March 2020 low. So it's going to go below 11 cents. Okay. According to this pattern and the rules that govern this pattern, it has to, right? But that won't be the end of it. There's going to be more after that, right? So if you thought wave 2 was drawn out, well, wave 4 can be even more drawn out. Okay. And that's after we see a decline in wave 3, which we haven't seen all of it yet. Okay. So is wave 1 a zigzag or a weak 5-wave move? Now I'm pretty sure I've done the analysis on this, and it's a weak 5-wave move. So I think that the decline that will come next will be a 5-wave move, a pretty full-on 5-wave move. Okay, so this is coming soon after we make that little high. Right now, with these particular patterns, the end of this particular kind of move can have a bit of strength behind them. Okay, I have seen this before where wave 5 can turn into a sharper and longer zigzag than wave 3. I don't know why, but I've seen it happen before, and it's not uncommon. So even though we are expecting one move, the only rule that can't be broken is that wave 3 can't be the shortest. Now, because wave 1 is already shorter than wave 3, then this has the ability to go no higher than $1.90 roughly, right? I don't think it'll go that high, but it can go anywhere in that area. Okay. So at this point in time, I don't think it's going to do anything fancy. I think it would just make a new high, but it can do that. I've seen it happen before. Now, it'll make it harder to short this thing, right? But if you know what you're doing, it is possible. Okay. This is the final move incoming. So that basically wraps this video up. Just remember that you can check out the percentage progress bar on my new website that I have redesigned. And look, I look forward to bringing you more interesting content as I slowly determine how I should present the material, and for what reason, and what intervals, etc. But please like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment. If you want to learn AriasWave, express your interest on the website. Expressions of interest at this point in time, I'm only taking them through the website. So if you really want to say hi or whatever, do it through that particular method. And I'll catch you on the next one.